Two giants came from the same cells. One became a monster and one did not. AI can be the same way. And somewhere between I do everything myself and I let AI run wild, there's a version of you that isn't exhausted and isn't afraid.
Pour a cup of clarity, sip a spark of insight. Coffee with Karma, your morning feels just right.
There's a reason that one twin turned out fine and the other did not. And it had nothing to do with which one was more powerful. I'm going to be sharing with you in this video 3 steps to raising your AI systems the way that Sanda, the good golden Gargantua, was raised in an ongoing relationship, not left to develop in the middle of the ocean on their own like Gaira and turning into the evil man-eating Gargantua. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I'm in the wrong book prevention business. I work with established experts to write the right book and market it the right way so that it achieves the goals they have for their book and their business. We reverse engineer from the goal to ensure that the book is best positioned to do what they want it to do for them. Before we move on, please take a moment to like this video, comment below, share it with your colleagues, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that the YouTube algorithm knows that videos like these are for people like you who want to grow their business with books. Step number 1, create a detailed SOP that works for a human alone first. What are the steps? What are the checks and balances? What are the resources needed? This should be an SOP that you could pick up right after waking up first thing in the morning and be able to follow as long as you can read it. It should be something that you can hand to a VA that knows very little about your business, and they should be able to follow it. Once you've got that SOP, standard operating procedure, humming along for a human, then you can move on to step 2. Step 2, decide and describe AI's role in the process and the human's role in the process. Build from there. So you're not handing it to AI yet. You're just going through and understanding, okay, AI can do this, it can do this, it can do this, but a human needs to approve here, review there, do this over here. And think in possibilities, because you may not hand all those things to AI all at once because you'll need to test each one. But have an idea of where the end goal is. For example, the end goal that I'm trying to create with my content is all the skills that create the various drafts are getting it very close to right so that I can create the workflow, have it generate the basic of everything, and then it hands me a document and I go through and edit every word from there. That would save me so much time. I'm not quite there yet. And sometimes I think I'm there and then they change the model and AI changes again. So like I said in the last video, you're always going to need to check and balance and recheck. It's just the way things are. But once you've kind of gotten an idea of what the end goal is and where you think AI can fit, and you know what? You can also go into chat or go into Claude and say, here are the steps I think AI can handle without me. And ask it, can you handle this without me? Is this something I can automate? And it will tell you. I've often said, well, can I automate this? And they're like, well, you can automate this part, but not that part. It's fantastic. This is one of the brilliant things about AI is that when you're not sure about something, you can just ask it, can you do this? Now, sometimes it'll tell you it can do something it can't do. I've had that happen too, but that's happening less and less often now that the models are so much more improved. But early chat was always blowing smoke up my butt. It wasn't intending to blow smoke up my butt, but it was definitely blowing smoke up my butt. So let's move on to step number 3. This is where you set your check-in rhythm before you scale usage, not after. The raising style comes first. How are you going to raise your Sanda so it doesn't turn into a Gaira? That capability grows into it. So the whole goal of these 3 steps is so that you end up with a Sanda. Sanda, no matter how large it was, recognized the person who raised it and saved her when she fell off a cliff. Gaira, which is an AI run amok, grabs a woman out of a building and eats her, spits out her dress. Ew. You want a Sonda AI, not a Gaira AI. And if you use these 3 steps, again, I'll go over them one more time. Create the SOP for humans first, then figure out where AI can fit, then start handing it to AI with more human checks than the end workflow, just to make sure everything's working, and then slowly give it the reins. Honestly, this is not much different than a new human employee. How many times have I gotten a new job and they've got all these check-ins along the way, making sure that I've got the voice right, that I've got the rhythm right, that I'm doing the things the way that company does it. Because yes, I'm a good writer, but every company has its own voice and I need to adjust to that. And there's always a learning process. Treat your AI the same way. You need to check it until you know it, until you're confident that it can get it basically right. And then before anything goes live in front of other people, check it. This is really important, especially now that not only are there tells with AI, and honestly, some of the tells aren't really tells, but people are not trusting people who are not transparent about their AI use. Just was it this week or last week, an author lost a contract, and we're talking about a very large contract. And there was all this buzz about his forthcoming book, and then his agents pulled the deal because they felt they couldn't prove it was not written by AI. Now, if this author had been number one, very detailed in his AI policy, and by the way, I wrote about an AI policy on Monday on LinkedIn. So if you want that article about how to create your own AI policy, just drop policy in the comments and I'll send it your way. But if he had been very transparent about this is how I use AI, this is how AI was not used, this is where the human was in the mix, that wouldn't have been an issue. Because if it had been an issue up front, they would have not he would have never gotten the contract in the first place. So, it's really important that you raise your AI right and that you are transparent in how you use AI. For example, I'm gonna be transparent right now. How did AI help me with this video? I have a system for how I want these videos to be. I came up with the idea that I wanna talk about, AI and systems because that's the topic of the week. I wanted to use War of the Gargantuas as my lens, and then I have this process that I work with AI with. And the first thing is I give them all that information, and then it gives since I want 3 steps, it gives me 6 potential steps. I choose the 3 I like, I edit them if I don't like exactly the way they're worded, and I didn't. This one I actually changed it to it gave me other things and I steps and then I put that all into a Word document. I have it write the hooks based on various, copywriters and the emotional feel I think this video will have. I edit the hook if I don't like it. And then I've got this document that has all this information that AI helped me with. And then I look at the document, I read the intro, and then I sometimes read the steps and then I riff off them like I'm doing right now. AI didn't tell me to say this. I told me to say this. And then after the video's done, I use Descript to edit the video. Descript is an AI enhanced video editing software. What it does is you upload the video, it transcribes it so that you can edit using the words rather than visuals. Oh my gosh, saves me so much time. I love Descript. I love Descript. And then sometimes I use AI to create my little bumpers for step 1. So I'm really getting into having it be like animated what I'm talking about. I also have an animated one that's just a book. And then I use the GIFs for the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, that kind of thing. AI is also AI creates the show notes. Again, I spot edit them. It's gotten pretty tight, so it's fine. And that's based, and I created the summaries, the system that AI does, so that it is better AI discoverable. So you see, the content that we're talking about here is pretty much me. AI just helps me organize my thoughts and create and produce the pieces so that it can get out to you. Transparency. Where is AI being used in your system? I'm not going to go into that's not the topic of this video. I kind of went off on a tangent, but that's okay. We'll go with it. If you want your AI to be more like Sanda and less like Gaira, you need to raise it right. And I've given you the steps in this video. Now, in my next video, I'm going to be taking you on a trip into the Wild West because I'm going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly ways that authors use AI. Until then, this is Carma Spence saying ciao for now.
Bloopers!
Step number one. Suddenly I have the count in my head. Let's do that again. This is where you check, you set your, I can talk.